Hey, it's your boy James TV, man. We back with another video, man. And I know we've all been looking at all the news this weekend in regards to Atlanta rapper Trouble being murdered, um, and things like that, and why it happened, the reasoning, you know the things that were said and done in this situation. And so I see a lot of things online, a lot of comments. I just don't like. I'm not fond of. Like, um, so we're doing victim shaming now in murders. So I'm looking through the comments, some of these videos, and, that content creators creating on the Instagram comment section. Look at some of these comments, and I'm saying things like, yeah, you gotta be careful what you're doing, and you shouldn't be over the chick house, and you should have your thing with you, and, your pistol. And so the reports are coming out, this man was asleep in the bed. Okay? Um, and so if he's asleep in the bed and he gets shot trying to run to his car, whatever like that, or they get touched on whatever have you, how is it the victim's fault that another man can't adjust to a new situation? Okay. So the report goes, they broke up last week. Having the suspect and his girlfriend broke up last week. And she talked about him not having certain things, or whatever the case may be. They broke up last week. Okay. Who's to say that Trouble had knowledge of this breakup? If it's a female friend, then he don't know everything. She only knows the information that's supplied to him by this young lady. So how was she to know that they broke up last? Well, how was he to know that they broke up last week if she never said anything to him about it? For all we know, they could have been dealing, and he probably never knew she had a dude. Because there are women who don't mention these things. There are guys in relationships who you never know they got a significant other because they're not going to tell you. If cheating was an open book, then it wouldn't be cheating. And we're not talking about tests here. We're talking about infidelity. And nobody's going to divulge information that they don't feel that you should be privy to. It just makes no sense. So how are we blaming the victim? Oh, he should have did this, he should have did that. He didn't know that guy was coming in. Most likely. They both are surprises to each other. That's how I would take it. Because you don't want he's a rapper. He can have any, he can have his way with anybody. So why would she tell him anything? She probably didn't know dude was gonna flip out. The dude comes in, okay. He breaks into the house first of all. Once he breaks into the house, he beats her up and shoots him. Domestic dispute. He can't get over the fact that she left him for a rapper. And they say this guy was a rapper as well. So not only she moved from one rapper to another rapper, but she moves to a more successful rapper. I'm gonna go there with this dude. Homeboy ego can't take that. That's not Trouble's problem. Makes no sense. How can he defend himself against something he doesn't even know or isn't even aware that's coming? So we had to stop the cat at some point. We got to stop trying to blame the person who fell victim. He sleep, for one. They're in the bed. He breaks into the house, uses his key, whatever have you. He gets his access to the home. And he does what he came to. He's in a jealous rage. He blacks out. It's no excuse. But why do we blame the victims? Now, if somebody says, well, maybe she wasn't being 100% honest, that's possible. Very possible. But how do we blame this man for, you go take a woman home for a nice night and y'all both intend on smashing? Who knows? You may ask all of the right questions, but get all of the wrong answers, and she's not being true. As a man or woman, you go out, you just got out of the breakup. You trying to go have some fun, get the bullshit off your mind. You got somebody, else you feeling. You didn't drop what you felt you deemed as dead weight, and you don't want to mess up what you got going on with the person you out with tonight. So why would you tell them about it? And maybe she didn't know he was a little, off. Maybe she didn't know that this would mentally push him over the edge. Oh, he'll get over here, man. He could have been cheating anyway, but sometimes even when stuff like that happens, people tend to brush the other person's emotions off like they don't have it, and then proceed on to whatever they were trying to do. And then, oh, I don't need to say nothing because what I gotta tell him for. But that's when things like this happen. Communication is been dropped. Okay, yeah, dude, we're over. Okay, don't come by. Don't come. That probably set him off. Then you don't tell the new guy, hey, listen, this guy is tripping me. He ain't taking this too well. You dismiss that person's feelings, and then once you can dismiss that person's feelings, he's following you around, see y'all out in the town. He not liking it. Oh, why the guy he gonna treat my girl like this? Oh, I got something for him. Go back to the crib. As a man, you like, oh man, you got to go get into it. You going back to the crib, you know what I'm saying? We had drinks, you know what I'm saying? Chilling all night, yeah, it's about to go in. It go down, you know what I'm saying? Sure, you should just stay tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna just crash here for a minute. He ain't thinking nothing of it. So how do we blame the victim in this situation? Because at the end of the day, they were victims. He did what he thought he wanted to do with that information. She with this new guy. She broke up with me last week. His whole life seemed to be better than mine. I'm upset. I'm pissed off. He's sitting probably at home, high off, whatever, drinking, whatever, trying to get through it, trying to get over it, and it just can't, it ain't sitting right with you. He must have been around. Sometimes they could have just met on the rain. Oh, this nigga with my girl, who I think supposed to be mine. Oh, I got something for him. So he proceeded. She probably was cheating. They probably was both freaking around. But at this point, maybe Trouble didn't know that this guy existed. And in a fit of rage, she went on. Who you think he is? He beats the girl up and he shoots her tonight. It makes sense in a way because, okay, he wasn't in a rational mind. His feelings is hurt. His ego is bruised. His pride is tarnished. It's not sitting well. He's letting these things fester instead of figuring out how to make adjustments to his life and make a better version of him, and create a better version of himself. So now, Trouble's not going to get the chance to flourish. He's not going to be able to see what else life brings him. This guy, as we say it all the time, it's really artificial to see. He's not going to experience any of that. He's not going to get this woman back. So here's the thing. Sometimes it's your time, because he could have got shot in the arm and survived this thing, right? So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about how his family is affected. people is online being insensitive and saying, "Oh, he should have did this, he should have did that." Who knows that he would see the situation as a harmful, threatening situation? Because how many times have he may have gone to not just this woman, any other woman's residence? You know, they did what they do, and he laid down and everything's fine. You know, it's not out of realm of possibility that nothing will happen this night. It's just so happened on that night that happened. And then, you know, when you factor in the family don't want to hear that, oh, he should have did this, he should have did that. And you think that they read these comments, how insensitive you are being instead of saying, praise to all parties involved, my condolences, rest in peace. And, you know, I had an issue with what 100 said. I addressed that in another video, but you can't be insensitive to these type of things because there are people that still walking, living, breathing among us that is affected by these losses. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, everybody loses. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the woman gets beat up, trouble gets shot and murdered. This guy loses his whole entire life. Jamaican, I can't remember the last name, but this guy is going to jail for most likely the rest of his life or for a very long time, and he may not get back out. Because it seems as if it's a crime of passion, but he deliberately harmed people because you couldn't take what happened to you. You know, mentally you wasn't ready for that outcome as far as this young lady leaving you, doing whatever she wants to do herself. Because at the end of the day, man, we don't own anybody. We don't. The woman don't own the man don't own the woman. The parents don't really own the child. You know, that's just the person that the people you deem family and you deem that you love. You can't really do more than that. You can't tell them where they can go, what they can do, and who they can see, and why they can, you know, why they can't make certain actions, certain decisions about their life. So at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people will call this simping, tender dick syndrome, but it's just a man with a bruised ego, hurt pride, hurt feelings, and he overreacted, you know, to life. Because at the end of the day, as a man, you have to realize, man, she chose. She chose not to be with you any longer or continue on a path with you any longer and decided to do other things. And, you know, we get it twisted because it's the flip side. When we decide to do it, we don't want the woman overreacting, busting out alcohol, stabbing us up because we didn't left them. And then yet, we can't take it either. So at the end of the day, everybody got to be mindful of other people's feelings and how they feel. Instead of just, he'll be all right, man. She be all right, man, because I do what I do. Like, no. And then instead of saying, oh, he should have did this, he should have did that. That man lost his whole life and probably didn't think that this would be his last ordeal, you know, doing anything. He didn't think he was going to wake up again fire. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the thing. It's like last week, before they broke up, he didn't think he was going to lose his girl, but that's what happened. If that's what happened. Because, you know, a lot of times they spin the story trying to make it more juicy on the media. They could have broke up months ago, but at the end of the day, he was, no matter how long ago it was, he was an ex. You know, and he's going to handle the break. I mean, a lot of people can't. And this man be overreacting. How she just going to leave me? How she just going to, she did. You know, how he just going to go and be with her. Because he did. It's the choice. Especially if a situation may be toxic and you may deem it unhealthy for your growth and development. You got a right to do what you got to do, but all of the extra online shade and unnecessary comment, nah. You don't shame the victim, and you damn sure don't shame the good. It's like I used to people, oh, Nip shouldn't have did this and Nip shouldn't have did that. Y'all can't speak on things like that because you're not there. You aren't in the mindset of what what's really going on. You can't tell somebody how to move. And even if you know how to move, sometimes situations where you can't really move like you normally move because some people just, like I said all the time, some people just get to drive. Um, being waking unexpectedly to the guy, putting fisticuffs on a woman and having a pistol in his arms and you ready to do whatever you ready to do, you sleep. Now, I don't know if he shot him while he was asleep. You don't know the facts of this, but at the end of the day, man, the man's gone. You don't blame him for that. He ain't telling man, hey, come kill me. I'm right here at you. That's just your house. Or what you say is your house. It's your girl. Yeah, come get me. Who's to say he know? Who's to say she revealed that information? Because people don't tell you everything. It's like a guy who's in beef with somebody else, he's not going to tell you you're going to beef with these guys over here if he's going to hang out with his homie. He's going to tell you. Should, however, because you need to be alert to certain dangers that you may be in. But everybody's not that way. Everybody don't up front say what it is and hey, look, this is what it is. I got this guy I used to deal with. He out here tripping, but you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do my thing with you. I don't care what you. You know what I'm saying? So he would have been prepared and knew how to move the situation. So check, so you gonna let your crib, you stay there, hey, you know what I mean? I just all right, well no, we just gonna go to the telly, you know what I'm saying? Because we can't go back to my spot because I don't really like a lot of people in my spot. Yeah, we just gonna go back this way. You know what I'm saying? We gonna hit the hotel. And then who to say he wasn't following them anyway? You know what I'm saying? Once you start the type ish and follow back to the hotel when you get the same results. So just be mindful what y'all say in these comments, man. Like I said, subscribe to the notification bell. James TV out, man. Prayers and condolences to the family of trouble. Um, may that brother rest in peace. Um, I seen the Edgewood documentary. I wasn't really um, up on all of his music like that, but I do know right time the Edgewood came out. I do know the young Mozzie died and he spoke on it, you know, but man, it is what it is, man. You know, stay tuned for more content, man. It's coming in the way. I just had to speak on this because it tugged at my heart a little bit. I don't like that. I don't like all the disrespect he did. I don't agree with everything that goes on in drill music. Let's try to keep the disrespect to a minimum, to a low. You know, there's families and people involved, and man, it's a little difficult for me to hear because you know we all lose people. Don't nobody want to be on the other side of that and hear negative things about their family members. So man, y'all gotta watch all of those. Internet banter, man. Salute y'all.